First of all, irresponsible disposal of waste is a punishable act. Therefore, you take the risk of being penalized if you don't dispose your waste the proper way. Proper waste disposal is beneficial to environment. Without it, the land and its underlying resources are prone to contamination, and contamination can lead to various disease and other health concerns. In the past, it has been a common practice to burn waste at the landfill or the backyard. However, doing this contributes to heart disease, respiratory illnesses, emphysema, and asthma. In waste management, garbage is relocated to areas where it can be left, incinerated, or disposed of in a manner that's safe to the people and the environment. Removal of waste from public areas also contributes to lessening of risk to overall health, reduces infestation of pests, and decreases exposure to biological hazards. Knowing how to properly dispose of your waste can create a positive impact of your health, your life, your community, and your environment. Hi everyone, this is Dazzle, and for today's video, I will explain the advantages and disadvantages of the methods of waste disposal and provide examples of solid waste management. So let's start. Methods of waste disposal. First is landfill. Landfills are neither simple dumps nor holes in the ground. Instead, solid waste is simply covered with dirt in a primary landfill. This is crucial because it lowers the number of landfill gases, which can be harmful to the environment and living things by mixing in the atmosphere. Advantages of landfills include storing a lot of trash at one time, having fewer labor costs than recycling plants, and reducing air pollution by not producing methane or toxicity in the open air. However, they also have disadvantages that make them controversial among the public. People with nowhere to relocate have to face minor to major disadvantages of landfills. These problems include odors from decaying organic material, contamination, and the danger of fires. Second is incineration. Incineration is a method of treating waste which involves the combustion of organic substances found in the waste materials. The solid mass of original waste is reduced by around 80 to 85%, while the volume is reduced by between 95 and 96%. While incineration does not totally replace the products of landfilling, it does reduce the amount of waste to be disposed of considerably. Advantages of incineration. It is more environment friendly than other disposal methods. Waste can be disposed of as it is accumulated. Enables workplace to be kept safe and tidy. Eliminates costly transportation of the waste to disposal sites. Destroys sources of contamination and infection. While the disadvantages of this are incinerators do not generate direct revenue, though waste management actually enhances productivity. Poorly designed incinerations can create other problems of pollution through smoke, greenhouse gases, and particularly emissions. People slum using the incinerators due to improper understanding of the people technology, and also operators do not like to run the incinerator manually. The third is waste compaction. Waste compaction is the process of compacting waste, reducing in its size. Garbage compactors are waste collection vehicles, compress waste so that more of it can be stored in the same place. Waste is compacted again more thoroughly at the landfill to conserve valuable airspace and to extend the landfill's lifespan. Some advantages of waste compaction are cutting operational cost, better site hygiene and safety, increased space, lowering labor costs, improved efficiency, aesthetics benefits, minimizing environmental pollution, and better public image. Disadvantages of waste compaction is that important items like evidence in a crime may be difficult to recover from garbage due to the reduced oxygenations. Biodegradation of organic waste is also slowed. The fourth is biogas generation. Biogas is an environmentally friendly, renewable energy sources. It's produced when organic matter such as food or animal waste is broken down by microorganisms in the absence of oxygen, in a process called anaerobic digestion. For this to take place, the waste material needs to be enclosed in the environment where there is no oxygen. It can occur naturally or as part of an industrial process to intentionally create biogas as a fuel. Advantages of biogas generation. It's a clean and renewable energy source. Biogas is renewable and clean source of energy like solar and wind power, which can help us reduce our reliance on fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and natural gas. It reduces soil and water pollution, prevents health problems, and biodiversity loss. The leakage of toxins from landfills mentioned above also leads to health problems in surrounding ecosystems and humans and animal populations. It's a simple and low-cost technology that encourages a circular economy. An unfortunate disadvantage of biogas today is that technology is not completely efficient. There are new technologies yet which would simplify the process and make it more abundant and affordable. This means that large-scale production to supply for a large population is not possible. Although the biogas plants available today are able to meet some energy needs, many governments are not willing to invest in the sector. The fifth one is methods of waste disposal is composting. Composting is a process by which organic waste are broken down by microorganisms, generally bacteria and fungi, into simpler forms. The microorganisms use in carbon into waste as an energy source. The degradation of the nitrogen-containing materials results in the breakdowns of original materials into a much more uniform product which can be used as a soil amendment. Advantages of composting include reduction of waste volume, elimination of heat-killed pests, and the generation of beneficial and marketable materials. Adding compost to soil increases organic matter content. This in turn improves many soil characteristics and allows for the slow release of nutrients for crop use in the subsequent years. The main disadvantages of composting are the following. Withdraw and aerated static pile composting require relatively large areas and odor control is a common problem. Ambient temperatures and weather conditions influence withdraw and aerated static pile composting. In-vessel reactors have limited flexibility to handle changing and conditions and are maintenance intensive. The last methods of waste disposal is vermicomposting. Vermicomposting is a type of composting in which certain species of earthworms are used to enhance the process of organic waste conversion and produce a better end product. It is a mesophilic process utilizing microorganisms and earthworms. Earthworms feeds the organic waste materials and passes it through their digestive system and gives out in a granule forms which is known as vermicompost. Advantages of vermicomposting are vermicompost enhances plant growth, suppresses disease in plants, increases porosity and microbial activity in soil, and improves water retention and aeration. Vermicompost also benefits the environment by reducing the need for chemical fertilizers and decreasing the amount of waste going to landfill. While the disadvantages are all vermicompost bins have an earthy odor, warns the University of Nebraska Extension, and this can be quickly turned into an offensive stench if just a few factors in the vermicompost bin go away. For example, inadequate ventilation for the worms, overfeeding the worms, and even using too many wet foods can create problematic smells. So let's proceed for providing examples of solid waste management. First sources of solid waste is solid domestic garbage, more commonly known as trash or garbage. Consists of everyday items we use and then throw away. Examples are product packaging, grass clippings, furnitures, clothing, bottles, food crops, newspapers, appliances, paint, and batteries. This comes from our homes, schools, hospitals, and businesses. Second is waste material from various industries. Industrial waste is defined as waste generated from manufacturing or industrial process. Some examples of this are various types of factories, mining, textile mills, food manufacturing, consumer goods, industrial chemicals, and printing and publishing. The third one is solid agricultural waste. Agricultural waste is unwanted or unsaleable materials produced wholly from agricultural operations directly related to growing of crops or raising of animals for primary purpose of making a profit or for a livelihood. Examples of this are hoofs, bones, feathers, banana peels, and etc. Next sources of solid waste is plastic, glass, metals, and e-waste. These are trash generated from broken, obsolete, and surplus electronic devices. You will also hear people refer to it as e-scraps. The fifth one is medical waste. Medical waste is one of the most dangerous forms of waste, especially if it is untreated before disposal. Medical waste facilities process many types of waste from hospitals, including consumable items such as used gloves, protective gears, and of course, biological waste. The last one sources of solid waste are construction waste, sewage, sludge. Construction waste is a waste generated from construction activities such as scrap, damaged or spoiled materials, temporary and expendable construction materials, and aids that are not included in finished product, packaging materials, and waste generated by the workforce. And while sewage sludge is a product of wastewater treatment, wastewater and stormwater enter the sewage system and flow into wastewater treatment facilities where the solid waste are separated from the liquid waste through settling. The last one but not the least is effects of poor solid waste management. An efficient municipal solid waste management system may create serious negative environmental impacts like infectious disease, land and water pollution, obstruction of drains, and loss of biodiversity. Poor waste management ranging from non-existing collection systems to an ineffective disposal causes air pollution, water and soil contamination. Open and unsanitary landfills contribute to contamination of drinking water and can cause infections and transmit diseases. The dispersals of debris pollutes ecosystems, and dangerous substances from electronic waste or industrial garbage puts a strain on the health of urban dwellers.